Now, if you ask Cody Rhodes what his worst match is, this is it. The year is 2011, people are still using Blackberries, and it's a 6-man tag. So Daniel Bryan pinned Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase never kicked out. Now, whether it was Ted's fault or the referees is very debatable. So comment below what you personally think and be prepared to defend it to the death in the YouTube comments, because, you know, it's the YouTube comments. Anyway, Corey Rhodes once recalled the accident where he stated that Ted DiBiase was absolutely furious at the referee backstage.
Looks at Vince and says, "Where is that referee? He was trying to f*** on me."
So this was actually hilarious. During a segment in 2018, while Alexa Bliss was cutting a promo, Mickie James noticed that something was off. Bliss was actually wearing her shorts backwards. The former champion stated that it was the most embarrassing moment in her career in a recent interview and said that she had to run backstage during a commercial break, change, and come back again.
My shorts were on backwards and Mickie James had to tell me in the ring that my shorts were on backwards.
During a fatal 4-way match at an NXT event, one of the competitors ended up accidentally picking up a win. So right after the final 3 count, it was pretty clear that something was up. Because follow me on this, I've been listening to a lot of true crime podcasts. I feel like having a facial expression of total and utter terror isn't necessarily the reaction one has after winning. I mean, imagine going backstage after that. I would literally exit the arena from the back door and never come back. Although this wasn't an error on Emma's part, it was probably Dana Brooke or something.
Is that a 3? That was a 3 count.
Oh yeah, and here's one last thing that will make you feel better about your awkward moments. It's knowing that even legendary superstars like Stone Cold Steve Austin get embarrassed. At the 1999 SummerSlam, during his triple threat match, the Texas Rattlesnake somehow got stuck on the ropes and hung in there a bit. I mean, what other choice did he have? Thankfully, Triple H soon came to the rescue and, not so subtly, untied his opponent.
I got you, Steve.
Unhook me, baby.
There we go.
All right.
Now we're good.
Let's go.
Imagine having a successful wrestling career all because of one accident. In 2012, Eve Torres was booked to win a #1 contendership battle royale, but at the very last moment, she was accidentally eliminated, and Kaitlyn ended up being the last woman standing. So the awkwardness rating on this one is an 11, as everyone was trying to process what had happened. Because of this botch, WWE ended up creating a storyline between Eve and Kaitlyn, which would ultimately end in the latter winning a title.
I walked back and Vince is laughing hysterically. They were laughing hysterically.
During a match between Fandango and Cody Rhodes on Raw, the latter decided to go for a moonsault from the top rope. Moonsault is a dangerous maneuver that requires a lot of balance, and Cody, not necessarily being a high flyer, well, he miscalculated his landing spot, looking kind of like what we would if we tried it. Thankfully, Fandango noticed the mistake and caught Rhodes just in the nick of time.
For the moonsault! Whoa, man!
Oh, poor Natty. She had been given some of the most embarrassing gimmicks over the years.
No, Eve. That stinks.
But spoiler alert, those were scripted, so it's not the worst part. In a 2013 match, Naomi bumped Natalya in her stomach, after which you could tell that something was definitely off. It was revealed in the Total Divas reality show that the wrestler had actually, and there's no easy way to say this, peed herself. The third-generation former champion was furious at Naomi, as she was understandably very self-conscious about the accident.
Like, I know it's just an accident, but this has never, ever, ever happened to me before, ever. Like, ever.
Now, the next entry must have relieved Natalya of some worry, as it was revealed that she's not the only wrestler to have such an accident in the ring. In fact, after hearing about the previously mentioned mishap, it was none other than John Cena who revealed to Nikki Bella that he had once had a bowel movement issue during a match. We thankfully do not have footage of this, as it was a live event match against Scott Steiner.
Everybody knew.
That would be embarrassing.
Now, in 2009, there was a certain superstar that made his debut in WWE that you might not even know the name of, Kazarni.
Who?
Now, the carnival-themed character barely lasted in the company, but we were unfortunate enough to witness his very underwhelming finishing move. A roll-up that transitioned into a DDT. Except, the DDT part wasn't very apparent, and therefore, all we saw was just a simple roll-up.
Chavo Guerrero.
Now, Kelly is an odd one. Actually, she's not. It's just that it's kind of, as my teenage son would say, cringe that she has two names. Sorry, I know it's cringe that I even say cringe. Who came up with that anyway? What was the purpose? We're keeping an eye out for you, Kelly. Or Kelly. Anyway, besides the existential crisis that dawns upon us when we're looking at her name, the former superstar's finisher isn't really all that great either. Killer Kelly was a move where she stepped on her opponent and then landed right onto them. The move sort of looked painful, but its weird architecture is what lands it on this list.
You were right the first time. What are you thinking about?
So this one's just hilarious because I'd like to imagine people who'd never watched wrestling reacting to this segment. So during Alexa Bliss's talk show, Charlotte and Bayley were arguing about probably who's stronger or whatever. Let's be real, it doesn't take much creativity to be a WWE scriptwriter. Nevertheless, at a certain point, Bayley decided to push Charlotte off her chair, which was the most random thing ever. Oh, and then Charlotte was just sitting on the floor for a while. I gotta be honest, this is one of those ones where you cringe every time you rewatch the footage. So towards the end of the match, Big Show eliminated Cena as the superstar hit the floor. His left knee landed really awkwardly, and it resulted in a torn MCL. Weirdly enough, it didn't sideline him. He actually appeared multiple times after the accident with a knee brace. Hey guys, I'm not trying to creep you out, but why is that knee brace floating? Okay, I know that joke got old and it's super lame, but I'm never gonna stop. Never!
And now literally I'm invisible. People are like, why is Jimmy Fallon talking to an empty chair? Like that, so many people are gonna say that.
In Dublin, Ireland, Seth Rollins suffered a painful knee injury in a match against Kane. Now, at a spot where the superstar flipped over his opponent, Rollins landed with the side of his foot, which resulted in a torn, get this, ACL, MCL, and medial meniscus. So the wrestler said that it felt like my knee dislocated and then kind of popped back in. Ouch! Surprisingly enough, he still managed to finish off the match, but was of course sidelined for a few months, until returning in 2016.
For whatever reason, I just landed on the instep of my right foot and my right knee just caved in.
Carmella was set against Bianca Belair. Towards the end of the match, a wardrobe malfunction occurred as Carmella's top completely unhooked, exposing her back to the audience. Even her opponent tried to prevent the situation from further escalating by trying to tie it back again. Although this must have been very awkward for Carmella, the match thankfully ended quickly after the accident.